The middle market moves fast. Deals for companies priced at between $5 and $100 million close every day, and the companies involved carry more regulatory risk than ever before. AI systems, privacy obligations, data transfers across borders, employee data, health records. One problem could haunt a buyer for years after close. That's where specialist counsel comes in. My name is Rob Melton. I'm a lawyer acting as an M&A specialist focused on AI and privacy. I work with corporate and M&A law firms as outside specialist counsel, typically on middle market deal transactions. My path here wasn't a straight line, and I think that's exactly what makes me useful to my clients. I started as a two-person CX policy debater at Cornell, training ground for many lawyers. After college, I traded stock and index options as a market maker on the Philadelphia Stock Exchange, a fast-paced and competitive environment where mistakes were costly. When I went to Michigan Law School, I expected to end up in securities litigation or complex commercial transactions, given my background in the options markets. Life took me somewhere else first, but everything I did along the way made me a sharper advisor and a better advocate. When I finally worked my first deal a couple years ago, I brought more than a decade of real business and legal experience to the table. That matters. The years after Michigan Law School were spent on a decade of complex commercial litigation and discovery. Over a decade building a bootstrapped startup, nights and weekends filled with technology implementation, startup challenges, and plenty of hard lessons. And the second decade of my legal career in compliance and regulatory work as an attorney, healthcare, securities, data protection. I now work with firms and clients on both buying and selling businesses. On the buy side, I've represented private equity, venture capital, and technology companies in strategic acquisitions. My job is to protect the buyer, finding the exposure and mitigating the risk if possible before the deal is signed or closed. On the sell side, I represent companies and their founders or management in their exit. My job is to prepare them, defend their reps, and make sure they can explain how they comply with industry regulation, or explain why concerns about any identified noncompliance are manageable. The industries I've worked in span a lot of ground: B2B and enterprise software, e-commerce, advertising and marketing, healthcare, insurance, fintech, managed service providers, publishers, travel, web design, and SEO, and many more. Middle market deals cut across nearly every sector, and I've seen enough of them to know all the patterns. On any significant transaction, lead counsel is managing an enormous amount of work. The deal structure, the principal agreement, the negotiation, diligence, and closing. They're typically running a team. Specialist counsel is brought in to go deep on specific domains. For me, IP, privacy, AI, and healthcare. For others, labor and employment, tax, antitrust, environmental. The complexity in these areas has grown dramatically. You wouldn't ask a generalist to negotiate HIPAA representations or advise on EU AI Act obligations mid-deal. You bring in someone who lives in that space. What does that look like in practice? On the buy side, I handle diligence questions, initial red flag review, deep diligence review, management calls, rep negotiation in the agreement and the bid, client memos summarizing findings and risk, and RWI calls. On the sell side, I provide pre-transaction guidance to help clients get their house in order, advise on diligence responses, prepare management for diligence calls, and negotiate reps on the agreement. My three core areas are privacy, AI, and IP. Privacy is where I've spent a significant portion of my career. GDPR, CCPA, HIPAA, GLBA, FERPA, COPPA. I've worked with all of them. I've handled incident investigations and data breaches. I understand privacy contracting at a detailed level. In a deal, privacy representations are some of the most heavily negotiated and highest risk areas. You need someone with deep technology and privacy experience on your side. AI is an emerging and rapidly evolving area, one where most generalist attorneys aren't yet comfortable. I advise on the EU AI Act, emerging US AI laws, IP ownership questions, the intersection with data protection, and the other legal complications surrounding generative AI and agentic AI systems. As more target companies are building with or operating AI tools, this area is only going to grow in importance and deal diligence. IP is something I came to through volume, not intention. I've spent years negotiating IP representations in mergers and acquisitions, across technology ownership, licensing, and IP disputes. A lead deal counsel recently told me I've negotiated as many IP reps as experts in this space in the last 5 years. I couldn't disagree. I also bring substantial healthcare experience, a decade of HIPAA compliance and BAA work, and a decade of False Claims Act discovery and litigation. In healthcare adjacent deals, that depth is rare outside of big law. What I offer isn't just legal knowledge, it's the combination of everything I've done. Substantial startup and business experience, 2 decades of legal experience, including a decade of deep compliance and regulatory work, a practical, grounded approach to diligence. I'm not here to generate risk memos that paralyze a deal. I'm here to identify what's material, what's manageable, and what's a real problem. I've worked on a significant number of transactions across the middle market. I understand how deals flow, where the pressure points are, and how to work efficiently alongside lead counsel and the rest of the advisory team. My job is to make lead counsel's job easier, protect the client's interests, and give everyone at the table confidence that the specialist work has been done right. If you're a corporate or M&A firm that works on middle market transactions and needs specialist counsel in AI, privacy, or IP, I'd like to talk. Feel free to contact me today or connect on LinkedIn to stay in touch. Thank you for watching.